Hey, shalom, shalom. Call halayim la, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh, Ba'ashim Chakodash, Wa Mashana Kabaza Koyim Shaw Great Millstone, Wa Shalom, Wa Chasala Bachaya Shalom. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 1. We'll start at verse 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch. As a prophet, as a man of the Lord, you're supposed to stand on your watch, because the Lord called, he called a certain amount of men. He called men to, stand on their watch. That's a prophet's job, to be a watchman, to look out for the prophecies. It says, and set me upon the tower and watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I'm reproved. How you do that? You measure the time diligently in itself. 2 Ezra 9:1, you got to measure the times diligently. All right. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, write the prophecies. He was speaking to specifically in Habakkuk chapter 2, the prophet Habakkuk, as well as the other men of the Lord, But write the vision, make it plain upon tables. All right. So that word plain goes into understandable. Make it plain upon tables. In the ancient days, the tables is tablets, but it represents the Bible, It says that he may run that readeth it. All right. So that he may, and back in the ancient world, you had a herald. And kind of like specific to, or not specific, but like kind of like with like newspapers, they just relaying the message, So they got their message from a certain editing company, but the person that wrote it, he understood what he his mission, he understood his mission, and that's basically what the herald or the person that told the herald the specific message. They had to make sure that the person they told understood so that they can go and relay the message to someone else. All right. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, talking about the prophecies. All right. The prophecies are set for an appointed time. No one can happen without the other one happening. The Lord has everything set decently and in order, in a particular order. All right. For instance, like the Lord can't come back until the MOTB is mandated. All right. It says, but at the end it shall speak, it's going to come into fruition, it's going to speak because it's going to happen in order and in the time that the Lord wants it to happen, and not lie, because it's going to be manifest. Though it tarry, wait for it, because the different prophecies in the flesh, they can seem as if they're taking a while, but through the spirit, it's going to surely come, Isaiah 34:16, Isaiah 40:46-10. All right. It's going to surely come. All right. It will not tarry. It's going to happen on the specific, on the day that the Lord wants it to happen. All right. And that goes for each and every prophecy. It says, behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him. Talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right. But the just shall live by his faith. All right. Talking about the elect. The elect is going to live by faith. The elect is being only upheld by faith, in these days. All right. Remember, it's a scripture in Isaiah. It talks about basically the elect is no longer going to stay upon him that smote them. The elect is living by faith. It says, yet also because he transgresseth by wine, talking about his philosophy. He is a proud man. All right. This is going into the so-called white man. His desire is as hell and is as death and cannot be satisfied, And that's why I say in Matthew, if the days wasn't to be shortened, no flesh will be saved, roughly paraphrasing, because this man will keep going with his so-called NWO. He can't be satisfied. It says, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. Here in America, Babylon the Great is known as the melting pot. This man has everybody in slavery under him, even his own people. All right, going into like Psalms 83. He's at the top. But all the other nations is falling below him, with Jake all the way at the bottom. And even though they're conspiring with him, they're still in servitude to this devil. All right, it says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. All right. So he basically stealing stuff that's not even his, Get Isaiah 33:1. It says, woe to thee that spoilest, talking about Esau, Edom. You go into this word spoil. When you spoiling something, it basically means to destroy. All right. And thou was not spoiled. Woe means destruction. And dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. All right, so Esau Edom is dealing treacherously with all these other nations, specifically Jake. All right. And again, even though in Psalm 83, he's at the top, he's still the way the soul that is in him is not lifted upright. Or Salat. The soul that is in him is not upright in him, roughly paraphrasing, He not gonna deal righteously. Okay, so he's always his soul is made to deal treacherously. All right. Even with the people that he got so-called alliances with. Okay. Going back. It's Habakkuk chapter 2. It says how long, how long? Because it's been going on for a while. The scriptures say, he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. That's how long it's going to go on until the Lord takes his man out of power, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, that thick clay goes into debt. America's a debt-based society, and all the other, specifically America, Babylon the Great is a debt-based society. Okay. It says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be booties unto them. Because America is going to be a booty to all these other nations, man. And when you go into the booty, into the word booty, it means like a treasure or a plunder. Let's see, let's get it. Booties. It says plunder, spoil. So basically, when back in the pirate days, let me see if I can get it in a different version. It says prey. Yeah. Yeah, so they gonna take that, All this rape, robbery, murder, deception, they gonna take, what America took from them. The Lord's gonna put the spirit on these different nations, and 2/3 to get busy in America, Babylon the Great. It says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, because America has destroyed many nations, because they can't remember. Let me see. As it said, neither keep it at home. It says spoil many nations, because he go into different nations and just destroys what they got going on. With their westernization, the feminism, with their economy, the democracy. All right. It says, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood. Look at what Gad, they came over, they took Gad's land, Esau Edom was that troop that destroyed Gad. All right. It says, and for the violence of the land, this place was built on violence. All right. This America, Babylon the Great was not, they took it through deception and violence. All right. It says of the city and all that dwell therein. This place is built on men's blood, violence, and spoiling. All right. Woe to him that covet. Woe to him that covet an evil covetousness to his house. All right. So destruction to him that covets, want something wrongfully, and evil covetousness, because you can want something for yourself, but when you want something, coveting goes into illegally or illicit wanting something to you, so wanting with your neighbors to the point where, want something that's your neighbors, Covetousness, he wanted it to his house. He wanted it for himself. Evil covetousness, that he may set his nest on high, so he can be in a good estate. He would rather steal from people, even his own people. So he, he can set himself up, to the satellites, his skyrise buildings, the big mansions, It goes into a lot of stuff. Well, a few things. It says that he may be delivered from the power of evil. He doing all this because he feel like, he can get, for one, he can get that birthright back. And then for two, he feel like he has a fighting chance to, fight against the Lord. All right. It says, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people. So he has shame to his house, to his name. All right. He's known for destroying people. You know, they only in allegiance with Esau Edom because he's at the top. He's the one that signs the checks. He's the one, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. You know, he runs the world right at this current moment. But the Lord, Isaiah 47, you know, Isaiah 10, you know, he's humbling the haughtiness of the proud. All right. It says, where we at? And has sinned against thy soul, you know. So he's transgressing, and the Lord is going to hold him accountable for it, you know. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam of timber shall answer it. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood. You know, woe to him that goes and takes it upon himself to slaughter a whole bunch of people, you know, and establish a city by iniquity. Isaiah chapter 10. And 1, it says, woe unto him that decree unrighteous decrees and write grievousness which they have prescribed. Hey, so woe to them that you know, that prescribe unrighteous decrees. That's how a lot of times how Esau Edom brought into fruition, you know, his different plans, because he'll write something like with Gad. He'll write a different treaty, you know what I'm saying? He'll write a treaty, or he'll say, all right, well, this is what we gonna do. And, you know, he'll go to the tribe leader and be like, all right, well, we got this written in paper, so therefore we're justified in taking your land. You know, just stuff like that. When, in fact, you know, it wasn't Esau's land, it was Gad's land, but he would write with his propaganda. You know, he'll write things into place, and then he would disperse the information amongst his subordinates and be like, all right, well, now we justified, now we gotta go do this. You know, he would do that on the left hand side, you know, prescribing that was an unrighteous decree, man. This land was given to the Hebrews, man. It was given to Gad. All right. It says, behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. Hey, and the earth is being filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord. Let me get Romans chapter 10. This is verse 17. It says, verse 18, it says, but I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, the sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world. Hey, so the word has went out, and this world is being filled with the knowledge of the Lord, you know, because the Lord is carrying out judgments. All right, and the Lord is known by his judgments. It's Habakkuk chapter 2 again. It says, Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink. Destruction to him that giveth his neighbor drink. You know, that tries to make his neighbor go off, you know. And Esau Edom, he is the brother of Jake, you know, but he slanders Jake. You know, he'll put different items like weapons or drugs and stuff and just offer it to Jake, you know, and make him go off, you know. It says, that puttest thy bottle to him and makest him drunken also. Like, yeah, look what he's doing, you know, that thou mayest look on their nakedness, you know. So they do all this, you know, to, again, offset prophecy and make it seem as if, you know, they're worthy of the birthright, you know, but that's not going to happen. Thou art filled for shame for glory. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. All right, so the Lord is exposing the devil. You know, how he tried to, how he did Jake. The Lord's going to do it worse, you know. Let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. Eh? So he got a shameful spewing on his glory. That's why he got to bring the critical race theory and trying to take off his history from off the books and stuff like that, you know. It says the cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee. All right, so the cup of the Lord's right hand is going to be turned unto him. He going to drink the cup, you know. No chaser, no ice, no rocks, nothing. Just straight drink. For the violence of Lebanon shall cover thee, and the spoil of beasts which made them afraid, you know, because he spoiled many beasts, man. You look at the animals is destroyed, you know. They got a lot of videos, which I'm pretty sure there's more, but Esau just doing different things to the animals, and the animals are actually, they fighting back, you know. The scriptures say, ask the animals and they shall tell thee. You'll learn from the animals, because the animals see what type of man this you know what I'm saying, this dude is. It says, which made them afraid because of men's blood. You know, it's a lot of men's blood that have been spilled on America, Babylon the Great. And for the violence of the land, there's been a lot of violence, man, from his unrighteous decrees and just him himself. A lot of things could be saved if this dude was not in rulership. It says, and of all that dwell therein. You see, of the city and of all that dwell therein. So the violence of Lebanon is going to cover him because of all them that dwell therein. How are the people that dwell therein? As the ruler of the people is, so is the people. So the people is just like Esau, Edom. Bugged out, not upright, so to speak. And of all that dwell therein, because it say that you're supposed to basically rule a kingdom on wisdom, and this queendom is being ruled in unrighteousness. All right, what profit of the graven image? You see, what profit of the graven image? Because again, he transgressed by wine. All right, and he pushes graven images, the idolatry. Part of that wine. What profit of the graven image? So what profit does this man's way of life have, that the maker thereof have graven it? The molten image and the teacher of lies. It's a teacher of lies, man. This westernization, this feminism, this democracy, this everybody is equal. You know what I'm saying? We all the same people. We should all love one another. It's a teacher of lies, man. The Lord made us separate. Be ye separate. That the maker of lies trusted therein. Esau Edom trusting this shit. He trusting this, and he got the rest of the people trusting, going after a vain dream, to make dumb idols. Hey, this stuff doesn't even speak to you. What is democracy? What is westernization? What does feminism have to say in the times that we're in right now? Zero. They don't have anything to say. You know what I'm saying? Democracy is shot. Westernization is shot. That's how Rome went down. Feminism is definitely fucking shot. And it's being bought down, you know what I'm saying? These bitches is getting getting judged in these streets, man. What does anybody have to say? You see? Woe unto him that saith to the wood, woe, destruction to those that say to these idols, awake to the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach. They actually go into these different idols for advice. Behold, it is laid over with silver. It looks good on the outside. It may appear to look good on the outside, and silver, and there's no breath at all in it, and that breath represents the spirit. There's no truth in it, man. It's not going to tell you anything. It's not going to speak to you in the midst of it. But the Lord is in his holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before him. And, why would the earth keep silence before him? Because with the Lord is truth. It says, Salah. It says, verse 18, to make dumb idols. These things don't speak to you. You're going to keep silence before the Lord because he's the highest, and he speaks to us through his word. The Lord is known by his judgments. All right. And the whole earth is keeping silence before the Lord, again, because he is the highest, and his pleasure is what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. The earth is being filled with the knowledge of the Lord, man. This earth was filled with wickedness, but what's happening is like that wave of the truth is going out, so everybody's gonna keep silence. All right. What the Lord say in Isaiah 10. I think it's the last verse. It says, behold the Lord of hosts shall lop the bow with terror. Specifically talking about, Esau, Edom, and everybody else is prideful, but as well as, the men of the Lord, through the fear of the Lord, roughly paraphrasing, we persuade men, so we heard the Lord's word, and through the Spirit, the Lord humbled us. It says, and the high ones of stature shall be hewn down. All right. So those that had an ounce of pride, they were brought down. This is specifically going into Esau, Edom, but spiritually, that pride is being brought down, and the haughty shall be humbled. All right. So those that have higher of stature are going to be humbled. That's why everybody's keeping silence before the Lord. But Abaratazada was edifying. Call her Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah Ba'ashim Kagdash. Shalom.